Hi, I'm Crystal, and I'm here today with another cereal box project. This is an interactive tri-fold folio project. So this project was inspired by this die set by Art Impressions. The die set seems lovely, but it makes a 3.5 by 4.5 inch booklet that is very, very small, and I was able to make this project without going shopping. So this is a fun tri-fold interactive folio. It's actually got 9 pages, plus the cover. I've got a pocket on the front. Then we have got 3 double-sided pages on the left-hand side, made using scrapbook paper. Then in the middle section, I have 3 more double-sided pages on a waterfall. Then on the right-hand part of the folio, I have 3 more double-sided pages and another pocket. So I did use a number of pages of scrapbook paper to do this project, but otherwise I used very few supplies, everything from my stash, no real special tools, and it was pretty easy to put together. So I'm ready to decorate this folio and fill up these pages. I don't really have a need for it right now, but I'm sure someone is going to have a fun challenge coming up, and so I will be ready to go. So I am going to run through the process if you're interested. Does not really take much in the way of supplies. You will need 2 boxes that are the same depth front to back. These happen to be the same type of box. I guess my husband particularly likes this kind of cereal. He is the cereal eater in our household. But they don't have to be the same box, they just need to be the same depth. So once you have your 2 boxes that are the same depth, the other really key part is you need some accordion bases to attach the pages. Now these, I cut 4, I used 3, and I cut these using a Tonic Studios die. If you happen to have one of these, my memory book die is great. If not, you can simply cut a piece of paper and score every 1/4 inch. You need 10 sections to have those 3 page attachers in each spine and for the waterfall. But if you've got a scoreboard, that is very easy to do. So if you've got a scoreboard or a die, either way, you've got your accordion bases. So the first thing you're going to do with the boxes is, of course, completely open them up at top and bottom and at the seam, and then remove all the excess flaps until you have a book shape. So you'll remove the side flap that you opened and the top and bottom flaps. Then you need to think about the size of the book. Now these boxes happen to be bigger than the book I want to make. I really favor that 9" by 6" size because it's the size of a piece of ordinary paper folded in half. But if you want to trim down your boxes, this is the time to do it. So I marked off the measurements and trimmed those down. Now I have these 2 boxes that are the same size. Next, we're going to attach the front of one box to the back of the other box. That's going to make the basic shape of our folio. From there, really, it's just adding the accordion bases and decorating. All the work is being done, all the heavy lifting is being done by that shape of the box, the way it came from the manufacturer. So I just put a little glue down, attached the back of one box to the front of the other, put down my paperweights until they were dry, and you can see that that folio shape is being created by the cereal boxes. We didn't have to do any fancy scoring, didn't have to really do anything. There's your folio. Now, you could, of course, embrace the cereal box the way it comes. I am going to go ahead and cover this. The box all the way opened up is, I think, 22 inches long, 9 inches tall, and I'm going to use some lightweight wrapping paper to cover the box. I have a roll of craft paper I think is going to be perfect, so I'm going to cut a piece a little bit larger than the box to just completely cover over all of this manufacturer's logo and information here on the box. But like I said, maybe you're using a much more attractive box than I am, or maybe you want to see that. You do you. So once I've got the box covered and I've let it dry a little bit, I did put a little bit of extra cardstock on the spines. Now I'm going to set this aside to dry completely. So while it is drying, I'm going to go ahead and make those accordion bases for the pages. So like I said, this is just 10 sections at 1/4 inch intervals. I happen to have a die, but you can use a scoreboard. And I'm just folding that against the edge of my table. And then I glued them so that I had 3 mountains and 4 valleys. Then I attached those to the spines and also decorated the inside of the folio with more wrapping paper. And so there you can see that you've got the base completely finished. Now I did have an extra accordion base. I'm going to trim that down to 5 inches wide for the waterfall. And then I'm going to attach pages. So you can see the shape of this accordion base. It's valley, mountain, and that's all there is to it. Now attaching the pages, once I've attached that base to the folio, I'm just running a bead of glue next to that accordion base and down the side of the page. And then I am going to fold the accordion base there against the paper and just let it dry. So I am doing 1 page at a time and alternating from the left to the right side of the folio. And so you can see this is just very simple. I've got that bead of glue against the base and then against the side of the page. I'm pressing down the base, putting more glue, and then folding over the paper. So this is the method that Tonic uses to build their My Memory books, and it's very straightforward. Now for the waterfall, I'm just using one piece of paper. It's double-sided paper, and I'm building this from the bottom of the waterfall up. So the bottom page of the waterfall is cut a little bit shorter, then the middle page of the waterfall is cut at a medium length, and then the top page is cut at the longest length. So I did go ahead and put the pages on the waterfall before I attached the waterfall because I thought it was easier to get the pages lined up straight. And now it's completely assembled. So I put an eyelet on the front to put that loop of elastic. So I did use my crocodile, but the scoreboard and the crocodile were the only special tools. Otherwise it's just scissors, glue, and paper. So I've used some offcuts from my pages to put those pockets on the front and back. Used a little circle punch to make a thumb notch, but that's optional. And there you can see the 3 pages. I attached to those 3 mountains on the accordion base, and the 3 double-sided pages on the waterfall, and then 3 pages on the right side of the book. So it's all ready for decorating. I'm looking forward to some challenge that will call for this folio because I certainly do not need another journal right now otherwise. But I cannot pass up the opportunity to do a good 3D project when one strikes me. And my husband does eat a lot of cereal. So it was a fun project, and I thank you for joining me today.